Previously on the Jay and Dan podcast.
Thought by now we'd have a sponsor for that clock, a real one. Instead, we have Tim coming up with fake sponsors every week, and that would be fine if producer Tim was funny, but he's not.
I'm not getting tickets for the finals.
Oh, no, I was just going to ask that.
You don't know that. You don't know what kind of
you never
favors
know.
you might have to perform. Yeah.
You never perform. Sometimes I would try to force it, like I'd just go sit on a train. I'm going to write a train bit.
Oh, here comes one of those classic Jerry D. train bits.
I don't know if you've seen Jerry. He's a train comic.
This guy has more stuff on trains.
And then, did your priest ever And now it's time for our new segment. Did your priest ever
The bishop was there, and he has the big staff.
Yeah.
My kids are like,
he's got a big staff.
It's like, why?
Lino and Barnes and Eric Stryker combining for wooden bow ties. Hey, what the you doing? Sit down!
You're listening to the Jay and Dan podcast.
Unto you and yours in the time until we pass.
Dance.
We're into June, baby.
Summer's still not here. Not where we live.
No. Beautiful one day. Next day, start the fire.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Warming up. Not
like why are you starting?
Not burn the town down. It's June.
Starting fires. All right, everyone. I'm tired of this weather. Burn the whole community to the ground. I'm Dan O'Toole.
Getting back to Jerry D there, it made me realize something someone tweeted out once about trains, and I just looked it up. There are 12 emojis for trains. 12 train emojis, and 2 or 3 for airplanes. I don't get it.
This has been Emoji Talk with Dan O'Toole.
Old man Toolsy.
It does seem like an excessive amount of trains, because how many models of trains are there compared to models of planes? It seems like, if anything, they've got to be comparable, or you would think there'd be more planes.
And how many people are sending that on the train again?
Right now, we're just watching Gary Bettman and Wayne Gretzky in a luxury box at the Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. Wayner. Oh, he's drinking water. Okay. So it's early in the night, but you just wait.
Hey,
come on, it'll be fun.
Speaking of the weather, I experienced it firsthand. It's after effects on Friday night. My buddy Brian, he gave me a shout, and this is what it was Friday evening. I had nothing to do, so he called me and he said, "Hey, me and the kids were thinking." I'm like, "I'm in." Didn't even finish the sentence. I'm like, "I'm in. What are we doing?" So we went to
Not a lot of plans.
No. So we went to the kickoff fair for all fairs in the region that I live in, the Brooklyn Fair.
This is interesting for our national listeners. The Durham region has more fairs than any part of the country combined. Like, it's every tiny town has a fair.
As they should.
And every weekend there's a fair to go to, which is great because it gives you something to do every weekend.
So we pull up.
I'm not going, but
we pull up into the parking. First off, the guy's running the parking. A kilometer away, people were charging $10 for parking. We get up right next to the fair. It was $5. I'm like, do these people know how business works? Or are they just thinking, oh, that's a great deal. They're not going to discover the $5.
Yeah, the latter. I think they're hoping that you just... Like, for me, I'm always like, where's the first spot? I just want to get out of my car. So they're basically marketing to idiots like me.
So we pull up into the parking lot, and it's all mud. So the cops are like, you don't go there. My buddy's got a 4-wheel, whatever. So he's like, I'm pulling right in. I'm not even out of the vehicle. These good old country boys, they walk by. They're like, you picked the wrong shoes to wear here. Because I was wearing my Jordans. I'm like, no.
Oh, no.
Yeah, anyway.
How did the Jordans hold up?
Oh, it's fine. It was, they came clean.
Those are the ones you got in Detroit.
That's right.
Or Windsor, I should say.
Windsor, yes.
Yeah. Same thing, basically. Oh, so in the end, did you get into a tractor and participate in the tractor pull?
No, I watched the tractor pull and saw one guy blow out his engine. So it kind of screwed it up for everyone else because everyone else was chicken. They're like, I don't want to be done for the tractor pull season.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's a lucrative amount of tractor pull money that can be made in the Durham region. I can't miss out on that.
Oh, there, big
And it was
boy.
the strangest beer garden I've ever experienced. You know, a beer garden at any outdoor event, you have to go through a gate, show your ID to get in and get your beer. This, anyone could just go in. You just have to get a wristband. So it was...
Oh, but you had to
I'm
show
just a
ID to get a
child.
wristband, no?
Yeah, but
Oh, okay.
I don't know if
You don't know how closely everyone was checking the old ID?
the drinking age is lowered in Brooklyn, Ontario, but
Probably.
I would have been
This is a
saying
small
no.
town. You know, I'd be happy about that. Doug Ford, he'd love that. I love all the conservative, provincially, all the conservative MPPs taking pictures of themselves at their local convenience stores. I personally loved it. I loved every second of it.
Now explain, because Doug Ford wants beer in convenience stores. Does that include wine too, or just beer?
I think at this point he's just talking beer, but I got to be honest, I'm not very informed at all. So you're getting it from the wrong guy here, but I just know that Doug wants at least beer in your corner convenience stores. And by the way, I'm 1,000% in favor of this. Like, I'm policy-wise, I'm with Doug Ford.
Should it be top of agenda?
He drinks at lunchtime.
But someone's got to do it, right?
I guess.
As long as he's got everything else taken care of, and according to Doug, he's got it all covered.
Just do it.
Yeah, he's got to get it done. He's got to take away this LCBO beer store garbage and get the beer closer to the people. I don't want to go to my LCBO. I want to get it at my local dépanneur.
Speaking
Like
of
in
the LCBO,
Quebec.
you're going to love this. At that same Brooklyn Fair, I had vodka that was made by the after product of milk.
Yeah, I'd never heard of this.
It's called Vodcow.
And good? You one less step for a white Russian. Right? That's one less
It
step.
doesn't. It's vodka colored.
Oh, okay. It doesn't come like creamy white?
No.
Oh, I thought maybe
It's gonna. I told the guy you're gonna sell out the second it hits the shelves because it comes in a glass milk bottle.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Was it good?
It didn't have a sharp bite to it, and it kind of has like a sweet finish because it's made from the sugary after product of milk. So, again, I'm not.
So if you like your vodka sweet, then try our milk vodka.
I had it in a Caesar, so you can put any vodka in that.
If you like your vodka suckled out of the teat of a pregnant woman, or a woman who's given birth, I guess not a pregnant woman. Hey, Dan, we should mention a couple of things. Housekeeping, if you will.
Yes.
A couple of things right off the top. We are touring Western Canada this fall. We are taking the podcast to Western Canada live this fall. Get out there and get your tickets. Eventbrite.ca is one site where you can kind of find everything. But if you're in Victoria or Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, or Saskatoon and Winnipeg, then Google us, Google your town, and you'll find out where the venue is that we're coming to play, and you can buy tickets that way too.
4 venues are almost sold out now.
That's right.
4 venues.
4 of the 6 are getting close to being sold out. The 2 that are not close to being sold out, I don't want to mention any names, but let's just say
Domingo.
Let's just say it's somewhere Dan used to live. Somewhere Dan used to live, and I'm not talking about Fort McMurray or Peterborough. Okay, Dan, can I just quickly read this? I guess it's a direct message sent to me. Hi, Jay and Dan. My name is Kyle Nixon. Big fan of you guys. I'm sure you get messages like this all the time.
I had that written on my notes here. I was going to read that same one so we wouldn't have to do what he asked. Perfect.
Yeah, well, I was going to do it to be nice, but I like your reason better. But my girlfriend is completely hooked on your podcast and your show on TSN. She loves you guys and legit talks like a Jay and Dan accent. What's a Jay and Dan accent?
Why not, eh?
Okay, that's fine. She even started following Ben Teller on Instagram, and he obviously DM'd her.
Oh, God. So if a girl follows him, he DMs them?
Yeah, baby. Yes.
I think I'm just a
A penis guy.
Anyways, it's her birthday, June the 6th. Is there any way you guys could send me a video saying happy birthday to her? You'd have no idea how pumped she'd be. Please let me know if this is possible. Thanks so much. Her name is Casey. She's honestly the best person. We've been together for just about 2 years. She's at least 10 times out of my league. So maybe this would really make her smile. Thanks again. Well, Casey, happy birthday. As Dan alluded to, we will not be sending a video. But you can watch this video on YouTube. And I'm going to look in the camera right now. Happy birthday, Casey. There you go.
Who is that?
It has changed my life.
Who is that from again?
That's from Kyle Nixon. Kyle Nixon. Yeah. And then there's another one I wanted to read.
Pull it up there and we could just do a quick video while we're here.
No, it's done.
Okay.
We've done everything we have to do. We've done it all. Now, here's another one, Dan.
Okay.
This one's from iBog B-Man. Hey, Jay, just want to say I love the podcast. I listen every Tuesday on my way to work. I like to message Dan every once in a while saying nonsense because I'm sure he hates it. And thinking of his reaction makes me smile.
You.
So
Just thought a good segment you guys could do is messages/tweets that bother Dan. That would take
and
the
I
whole
know
thing.
I know exactly the guy probably, and I think he's got his buddy in it too.
Please explain.
So last week, me and the girls were messing around in the backyard, and we had a big balloon filled with water, and we put out the fire that way in the backyard. I get a message after I put it on my Instagram stories. The person said, "What are you, a racist?" I'm like, "What the f***?" And then I'm like, "What are you talking about?" You're like, "Yeah, you can never be too safe these days." I'm like, okay. And then on Sunday, again, my Instagram's pretty entertaining. I posted a picture of a lilac bush.
You did, and you were talking about how nice it smelled. I was a bit worried about you at that point.
It has changed my
We
life.
had gone to cut lilacs for the house.
Okay.
And again, I think it's the guy's buddy. He said, "What are you, a racist?" And I'm like, "It's a lilac bush. What is happening?"
But how can you get so easily rattled by random people who
Because
send you...
you know how I think. I'm starting to think in my head. I'm like, "Oh, is this a code word for something? Is a lilac bush offending someone?"
Is putting a fire out with a balloon filled with water a code for the fact that you've joined the Ku Klux Klan?
So please don't send me those. It aggravates me and puts me at a high stress level.
And so you know they will continue. And if anything, they will increase in frequency.
One last housekeeping item. Can you read this note? This is on the tails of, was it Stryker, who sent us the wooden bow ties?
Oh, yes.
And he said we should
Darren
be-
Stryker?
We should be the champion for small business. We have another small business who sent us a nice little gift bag.
Oh,
It's
this is nice.
It's called Hockey Hair. They're starting out. And I realized after I read Stryker's letter, I sounded like Mike Botticello reading it. It sounded like I couldn't read. So you
What?
read this one because...
Really?
Yeah. It could be a struggle.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You can see by the look in Paul's dark, hollow eyes, he's happy.
I mean, no one was like Botticello. Here we go. It says, Jay and Dan, in light of your glorious man growth for the NHL playoffs and Stanley Cup finals, your friends at Hockey Hair wanted to make sure you looked and felt your best. We have just sent out Shubu shampoo, which will help start your day, feeling like it's your first shift on the show. All of our, okay, blah, blah, blah. We're talking about products here. Our Celly Jelly. We don't need to go that deep into it. Now wake up from the dream we just put you in and enjoy the many sides of Hockey Hair. We hope you love it as much as we love writing this. The Hockey Hair team. So that is Hair and Reno and Pedro. Who are these people? Can you read those names at the bottom? This is a difficult one to read simply because he has handwriting like me. Is that Pedro?
Have? Reno?
I know Reno. I got Reno there. Reno?
And Pilu?
Is that like Remo Williams? The Adventure Begins? Peepoo?
Oh, here. They have it written on the other side. Peach, Reno, and Hair.
So the Hockey Hair's, one of the Hockey Hair guys' name is Hair. So again, this is Hockey Hair is an actual product.
Yeah.
Right? They've got shampoos. They've got pastes and pomades and gels and all these things.
Creating great flow since 2018.
And they sent us not only the products, but a beautiful, I call it a shaving kit. What do you call it again? A DAP kit or DOP kit?
No, I don't call it. I call it a
DOP
shaving kit as well. It's
What
called
do you call it, Stop?
Toiletry bag?
Toiletry bag, that's fine. Is it a DOP bag? There's some other word that's hipper than, but I always call it a shaving kit anyway. Beautiful shaving kit, like really nice suede, I think.
So
thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
The champions of small business in Canada.
And listen, we're happy to continue to support small business. We want to get one of those small businesses to sponsor that walkover clock on the TV show. Mm-hmm. How about a small business like Boston Pizza?
Competitor, maybe?
Oh, yeah, Timmy's, yeah. Well, are they? When you think, where are we going to go for dinner tonight? Timmy's or Boston Pizza? You're thinking of different things there.
No, you can get everything at Timmy's.
No, I know you can, but I feel like they're a different experience.
I went into a Timmy's the other day, and I used the self-serve option. What a treat. I got 1.5 milk instead of just one.
Yeah, you were blown away by that. Tim Hortons executive Gary Fung came in to see the show last Thursday.
When I talk about my
jacked.
When I talk about my life out loud, it's pretty sad.
I don't know about sad, but you're not like you're just taking care of a lot of the little things right now, I feel like.
I heated up a hamburger today, and I was on FaceTime with my oldest. And I'm like, I forgot all about this burger we cooked up yesterday. I'm so excited. And she's like, yeah. I said, I get excited about small things.
Eating up a hamburger is maybe a bad sign that you were that excited about it. Here's one more. This is a bit controversial, Dan. Here's one more.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Jay, big fan of the pod. And this is really nice. We do appreciate these direct messages and stuff to Jay and Dan and to my Instagram and everything. Hey, Jay, big fan of the pod. Just wondering, whatever happened to Robin from Vancouver/Saskatchewan? Hopefully he's doing okay. One of the most entertaining guests, but I haven't heard from him in a while. All we can say is, totally agree. Entertaining guest. He just hasn't been able to make the show for a little while.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that. Hasn't been able to make the show. Could that change? It could.
He's busy.
It could.
He's busy creating a new train emoji.
Yeah, you're fascinated by these train emojis. All right, let's get into this Raptors thing. So since we last talked to you, the Raptors won a game in the NBA Finals, and they lost a game in the NBA Finals. And they came so tantalizingly close to winning that second game in the NBA Finals. I am genuinely concerned, Dan, that 18-0 run that the Warriors went on to start the third quarter in Game 2 will not only be the TSN turning point of that game, it will be the TSN turning point of the series.
Oh, no.
It pains me to say that. It pains me to say that.
The thing that troubled me was the fact that the Warriors were playing so bad in the first half of Game 2, and the Raptors only had a 6-point lead.
Right.
At the half.
And Draymond pointed out, he said, how much were we down? 5-6 points. We'd make that up in 10 seconds. And they did.
I love
Probably
the fact
less than that.
That the entire country's on board. There's viewing parties in BC. I saw them in Halifax.
Saskatoon.
And Saskatoon.
Yeah. I love that too. It feels very much like the early 90s when the Jays were going on their World Series runs. And I was living in Edmonton at the time, and everybody was into it. Everybody was watching the games at each other's places and at the bars and stuff like that. And the best possible thing is, I mean, this pains me to say it, but a lot of people are obviously deciding not to go with cable anymore. It's unfortunate, but hey, you can get everything on the TSN app. That's a great option. But I keep talking to people, like my daughter had her birthday party the other day, and all the dads are like, yeah, I'm not, like, I don't have cable. I don't know how I'm going to watch this, so I'm going to go to the bar and watch it. I'm like, well, okay, I wish you were watching on TSN at home.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're going and watching on TSN at the bar and supporting local business. Again, boom, we're champions of local business. But it is great for bars.
It is.
Right? I mean, and I'm not just talking about Toronto, like all over the country. Bars are going to be packed watching their Rappy Rap.
And you mentioned the Jays. It's the same kind of experience because the Raptors, you have no other option in Canada for a Canadian team. So that's why everyone's on board. You wouldn't get this with any Canadian NHL team.
That's exactly right, Dan. The one great thing about, because this country's hard to broadcast sports to, because what's of interest to people in, say, Regina, the Rough Riders, is not of interest to people in Toronto and vice versa. The people in Regina don't want to hear about TFC or any of that stuff. And that's the problem we deal with every single day on the show. People obviously think we talk too much Toronto, and we probably do. But when it comes to the NBA and Major League Baseball, it's a beautiful thing. Everybody can get on board. I love that. I love it. And I love Kawhi. He's my favorite Raptor ever.
And
I really hope he stays. We got some interesting information before we start.
Yeah, you're telling me Michael Landsberg said that he bought a house in Toronto? Landsberg, he's in with Remax, I guess? Is he doing that on the side?
Now, let's ask Stoff, because Stoff...
Landsberg knows what's going on.
Well, Stoff produces the morning show, First Up, with Michael Landsberg and Carlo Coliacovo locally here in Toronto. That's the local TSN morning show. So Stoff is on that show.
So a house, maybe it's a rental property?
He's saying
we
it
don't
happened.
know. He just heard from a source that Kawhi has purchased a property in Toronto, which leads to obvious speculation. And now it looks like people are picking up the story and running with it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
Now,
big time.
if he does stay, does he take advantage of the quine and dine and all of those things, or is he's like, no, I don't want to deal with it. Do I need to carry a card around?
It isn't the card his face?
Or he could do the laugh.
Yeah, he could just do the laugh. But
Well, he doesn't want to go in and prove who he is.
hey, guys, you said I was going to get a free deal on my insurance. Now pay up. And then he takes an Uber. And the Uber guy is not a basketball fan.
And then it's just a headache. I confirm that he will get free Tim Hortons if he stays. Free double-doubles.
Did Gary Fung say that?
I said, Gary, I hope you don't mind. We extended the offer to Kawhi. He said, yeah, we're totally on board.
Oh, yeah. See, everyone's on board. But it's like you always say about, like, say, just for example, I don't know why I'm using this example, but say Daniel Alfredson in Ottawa. Like, you always say, well, he would never pay for a drink in Ottawa for the rest of his life. That's pretty much the same with Kawhi, right? Like, anywhere Kawhi went, drinks would be sent over to his table. Someone would be like, can I get his dessert, or can I take care of this or whatever? And by the time it's all said and done, they're like, yeah, it's all taken care of. Like, you can just leave. Just get out of here, Kawhi.
Yeah, so
Get out of this McDonald's.
And think about it, you're making American money in Canada. You've got all the free Ubers and Lyfts you need. You have the free Tim Hortons. You got a free condo, free legal advice or free legal services.
Yeah, he was offered a free condo. So why would he buy a property? That's the hole in Landsberg's story. Why, knowing full well he had a free condo coming to him?
When friends
He's going to Airbnb the condo.
He's going to Airbnb it. That makes sense. Make a little Airbnb scratch on
or
the
friends
side.
and family, you're like, sir, you're at the condo.
Yeah, you're at the penthouse condo. You'll have to suck it up. No, I think there's the sort of talk. Someone else was saying this to me before the show. I think it was True Hoop or something. Was speculating. And again,
Wait, what?
This could be True Hoop is like a basketball.
I thought you were talking to a person and that was their name. Like that was their nickname.
True Hoop. That would actually be a pretty good nickname.
Hey, True Hoop, you're back?
True Hoop. True Hoop. TH. That's hockey. So they were speculating that he might sign a 1 or 2 year deal, like a bridge deal.
I love bridges.
You love trains too, and train emojis. I think for the next week, and I'm serious about this, you should not only text train emojis in like text conversations, just respond with trains, but also, and I'm serious about this, you should tweet a different train every day. No explanation, just tweet the train and see what kind of response.
A train emoji or a picture of a train?
No, the train emoji.
Okay.
Different train emoji every day, and then see what kind of responses you get.
Come on, it'll be fun.
I almost guarantee a few of them will say racist.
So bizarre.
I almost guarantee it.
Hey, who's our first guest?
Okay, so this is very exciting. We've been, I guess, colleagues of this person since we returned, and she worked on TSN Radio. She's done a bunch of stuff, and now she's starting to do SportsCentres on TSN. Her name is Kayla Gray, and Kayla is also she's doing everything. She's a correspondent for Amazing Race Canada.
Correct.
She is covering the Raptors Series 4 E-Talk So E-Talk on CTV, sort of our entertainment arm. She's handling that. And she's on Your Morning every morning. She just had a child like a year ago. Like she's doing all of this, and she's a new mom. And then she's covering the finals. And she was at the game last night. And we caught her on camera because we would go to the media scrums. And she answered 3 terrific questions on camera.
Ask what? Yeah.
You could tell that the players, like Kawhi was one of the players, you could tell he was very impressed with what she was saying. It's hard to tell really what he's thinking at any time. But I knew by the look in his eyes.
I've never been to a news conference like that where I had to ask a question.
Really?
I'd be scared.
Never?
I'd be too nervous.
What about when you were covering the Hurricanes series? Didn't you have to after the game? No, you're like, I'm out.
No, I didn't go
We'll get the sound off the
I didn't go to
podium.
the news conference. We just grabbed someone at the end of the game, and then we were done.
Well, Kayla was there. She went to the news conference, and she sat in the midst of luminaries like our good friend Doug Smith and our acquaintance Michael Grange and
Former coworker Reed Forgrave.
Reed Forgrave was there with his stubble. But Kayla was asking the best questions of all. So Kayla's on the line now. Hi, Kayla. How are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm a little pressed because Christoph's just like, yep, gonna patch you in. Best of luck. I'm
Yeah.
Like, you're not even prepping me or setting me up. Like,
No.
what could go wrong?
There's no need for that. We're not prepping questions for you. We're not prepping anything.
I
So
said, my goodness.
this is the No Prep podcast, Kayla.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you now? What are you doing now? Did you just like put your son to bed, or what?
So you're gonna die. I'm literally sitting in the corner of my bedroom, like right beside my bed, but like kneeling because I just put Levi down, and I feel like here's like the quietest spot.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been there. I understand that. Man, you were so kind to join us on this. And then, so you're doing this like a day after you were down covering the finals. You covered games 1 and 2. First of all, how is there a difference covering the finals for like E-Talk? Do you have to? I guess there's no other way to say this, Kayla. Do you have to dumb it down for Mulrooney?
I mean, you have to make it so that people are like, oh, wait, why do I care again? Oh, wait, Drake's there? Shawn Mendes? Oh, my gosh, I'm totally into it now. But it's, the one thing that I would say is I didn't give E-Talk fans as much credit as I should have when it came to sports because, like, they're totally into it. They totally get what's going on. And it doesn't hurt or it helps that you have, like, Steph Curry and everyone wants him by his wife, Aisha Curry. And,
Right.
And,
Yeah.
they get it. They understand. They know. Listen, Obama was in the building yesterday, and I think for even the diehard sports fans, like that's all everybody was talking about after the game. They're
It
like,
was
the
amazing.
The Raptors like completely choked in the third quarter. Yeah, but did you see Obama?
Yeah. And then like how long was that standing ovation they gave?
Oh my gosh, it must have been like a minute or two.
Wow.
And Obama's a regular guy. Apparently, like he had his dad leather jacket on, sitting in the stands beside Adam Silver. Just was like just completely cool, swagger. Like he's everything I would imagine.
Well,
he's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
He's a cool dude. He hoops. He's giving guys daps. Like if you could find videos of him just like hailing up players and Drake and stuff, you're just like, okay, so Obama still got it. Barry still got it.
There's a video of Drake seeing Obama in the bowels of the Scotiabank Arena or place or whatever the hell it's called, and he doesn't say, "Hey, Mr. Obama" or "Hey, Mr. President." He's like, "Hey, man."
Hey, man.
Right? And he just hits them up with like whatever handshake they got going on. I'm like, what is going on right now?
Now, the interesting thing, though, is, and someone sent out this tweet yesterday, I rarely retweet these things, but I had to. He was dressed in a leather jacket, but he was also dressed like the host of Cheaters. What was the name of that? Or who's the name of that host?
Gosh.
Staff, can you find that out, the name of the host of Cheaters? It was always the leather jacket and the dark jeans, and
That
Obama
show.
had it.
Man, I missed that show.
Wow, you say up late because Cheaters is a late time watch.
Oh,
Clark Gable.
That's
Is
our
that the name?
No, not Clark Gable.
Clark Gable.
Clark
Gable was like an actor.
know
Clark
why it came
Gable.
That's Clark's name.
Oh my God.
So do you have to do a full breakdown on what Drake's wearing then for the E-Talk people?
Oh no, not really. It's more so like who's in the building. Like Obama was there yesterday. Drake in the building. Shawn Mendes, Alessia Cara. so many people came through, but really it's just kind of the same things. Like, they were very open to me being me, which is someone who loves to dive into the game. And then you kind of just break things down so that the casual fan will understand. But I think once you tune in, you're pretty, like, 35% of Canada have been watching the playoffs. Like, that's huge. So whether or not you're going to this E-Talk audience and saying, like, look, this is why you pay attention, they're probably paying attention anyways because the jerseys are sick. Okay.
That's true. That's a very good point, actually. And then the other thing that you're doing that fascinates me is, and maybe, I don't know if you're done this, Kayla, you were the correspondent for the Amazing Race Canada. How did this come about, and what exactly are you doing for them?
Oh, my God. I'm doing anything and everything. My Jamaican behind was bungee jumping in water, all of the things. And it was, like, the worst time to tell him, I don't deal with water. I don't swim. I swim. Like, it was one of those things where, like, getting it, like, me, for example, I'll walk in and it's, like, nice and shallow. Like, I can look cute in water, but, like, if I'm, like, in the depths of water, I just, like, look up to the sky and I'm like, I guess this is how it ends. Like, this is how it goes down. Okay. But, no, it was so fun traveling across Canada. I think we were on 17 flights. Watching these racers, super into it. But then for me, it was more for going to different stops and checking out best restaurants, best places to check out, cool, quirky stuff too. And honestly, I would never, I think outside of my Scarborough bubble that I've been in, I've only been to like BC and maybe the East Coast, but to the places that we've been, I've never been before. And like, I'm already planning like, okay, gotta go back.
What places are those? Give us a little sneak. Oh, you can't.
Oh, you can't tell us. That's right. That's right.
You pay for my water fees, Dan.
It's a secret. I forgot about that. But that's good. I mean, that makes me feel good that you, even though you can't say exactly what you like, it sounds like overall you were maybe pleasantly surprised with how much you liked all the stops that you went to.
Yes. Like so basically my meter of things is like I get off a plane, I check out the spot. I'm like, are there any black people here? Where can I find a black hair store? Where can I find some Canadian food? Please, come on. I'm from Scarborough. I got to make sure my people are in the place.
No, I get it. I'm just thinking about we need the black hair store to sponsor our walkover clock on the TV show. I'm just making a mental note of that. I'm making a mental note.
But it's just insane to, like, we were in, like, the coldest of coldest places, and there was another person that was there who was black, and I'm like, sir, how are you here? Where did you get the where can I get the coconut oil? And he's like, oh, girl, just hit up my person over here. If you need hair done, go over here. Like, we are out in these streets. It's just, like, crazy to see how, like, diverse not just Toronto is, but the entire country.
Yes.
So that to me was super eye-opening. Again, Scarborough's my bubble, so to just see and like try new things, taste new food, do different things, almost die once, it was fun.
And now getting out of the Scarborough bubble and seeing the rest of Canada, were your eyes open to the fact that there's a lot of open space out there?
Oh my, and it's dry. Sometimes it's dry and like mountains, like all these things, bald eagles all over the place. Like so my hiking kind of goes like up the Don Valley Parkway River. Like I'm so embarrassed to say this.
By the way, can we just all agree that hiking is just walking?
It's dumb. It's walking. It's walking uphill. You're going for a walk.
Listen, if I have sticks in both hands, it's hiking, okay, Dan?
Okay, that counts.
I'm
okay.
that person. I'm walking with my sticks and trying to make it look like I'm doing something that I'm actually not. But to actually go out to different spaces and to, like, go hiking and be legit terrified that a bear was going to... Like, we saw bears on the road.
Yeah.
Like, that to me was, like, insane, but absolutely beautiful. And, like, when are you ever going to see the country in this way? And then also I'm alongside John Montgomery. Have you guys met him?
Yes, he's a wonderful person.
A wonderful guy who just has no fear, doesn't fear for his life, says basically yes to any and everything. So for all the challenges, like I was doing the challenges alongside him and we were doing some crazy things. It was nice to have him, who's just an amazing guy, just like push me. Our motto was like never say no. So I was doing any and everything with him and he was the best person to do it with.
Yeah, he's crazy because he used to race toboggans essentially.
Yeah, like he's wild. Like I'm like, John, do you like ever get scared? Like there's what's that movie of the rock climbing? Anyways, there's a movie out right now, and it just won the Oscar.
Oh, I don't know. I was thinking about Cliffhanger with Sly Stallone.
No. it's called Free Solo.
Free Solo,
If you watch it.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, they go into this guy's brain, and there's like a part that's missing, and the part that's missing is the thing that's supposed to signal like any type of fear. I'm pretty sure John Montgomery also doesn't have that part in his brain either.
Yeah, that
Like,
makes perfect sense to me.
He fears nothing. Whereas me, no, I don't even want to be next to an ant. Don't do it. No.
Now let me switch gears, but we're gonna have to let you go right away here. But I want to switch gears very quickly. Michael Landsberg reporting that Kawhi has bought a house in the GTA. I'm just gonna table that on the side here for a second. You've been following the team very, very closely this year. You're always down there. You're always in the scrums. What's your personal take? Do you feel like Kawhi will return to the Raptors next season?
Look, Kawhi stays booked and busy. It says enough that Kawhi is suing Nike right now also in the middle of a lawsuit. He just filed. And then looking for permanent property. I'm going to say if you put up the biggest stars, Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard, there's more of a chance of Kevin Durant going to, say, the Knicks or another franchise than Kawhi Leonard leaving the Raptors. He's comfortable. Health has been the number one thing for him. He's finally found trust in the medical staff with the Raptors. I don't see him leaving.
And he's adored here. An entire country loves him.
Oh, yeah, and he can kind of do whatever he wants. Like, he can be himself. I think people have grown to accept, like, okay, you're not going to get that much personality out of this guy, but ask him any basketball IQ question, and he's down to answer. Like, you just got to come correct with the questions, and Kawhi will answer. But he could be comfortable here. He can kind of go with the flow. He's really tight with the medical staff, and that's the one thing is here has been little drama, and the Spurs organization, obviously, you know, him leaving, there was so much, so it's such a good fresh start.
Is he the most chill athlete in the history of sports?
Or human being?
I mean, he must be. Like, he says he's a fun guy, but like, and I'm sure he is. He cracks jokes, and the guys all seem to love it. I was talking to DeAndre Ayton of the Suns, and he was saying, yeah, I grew up around him, played a lot with him. Like, he actually is a fun guy. So Kawhi's hiding some things that we might not know about, but he just seems like a very chill guy. I will say this. Thank goodness there was only one Kawhi Leonard, because how boring would the league be with like 100,000 Kawhi Leonards?
Yeah. One is unique. One is unique is interesting.
Extremely unique, and just if you like know his story, where he's come from, and just kind of the way that he's built himself back up to this point, it's just an incredible journey.
What was the best line I heard? Someone said, this was the last series. They said, where do you go next? And he's like,
into the locker room?
You know, going to Toronto to play Game 3.
Listen, you can't say he doesn't listen to your questions. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, he's a stand-up guy.
You're a stand-up person because you're actually kneeling down and trying to be quiet.
I'm still hiding in the corner.
And like that's so kind of you to do that. And we know you've got so much on your plate. So thanks for joining us, and continued success. And
when's Amazing Race start?
Oh yeah, when does the Amazing?
July 2nd.
Oh, it's coming up.
Okay, so look for Kayla on that, and then. Will you be kind of covering the series for E-Talk, the finals throughout the series?
Yeah. So stuff for E-Talk and then stuff here and there for TSN as well.
Awesome. Well, Kayla Gray, we think you're a star, and we really appreciate you joining us on the old pod.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'll slide you those $20 bills in a couple days.
Perfect. We'll take them.
Perfect.
We'll take
Thanks,
them.
Kayla.
Bye, Kayla.
All right. Bye.
You know, it's funny because it's true. Like, now that I think, it never really occurred to me that everyone's talking about Kawhi going to the Clippers. And the Clippers, you know, that's the big team we're sort of competing against. But even though the Clippers are sort of like, you know, also Rans in L.A., it's still L.A. Like, it's still, you know, you're going to have a ton of spotlight on you, a ton of everything on you.
Yeah.
Whereas here he can kind of slide under the radar. And in terms of the NBA, Toronto is like a pretty under the radar in terms of the NBA. I mean, it's if that's what he wants, if he doesn't want that kind of pressure, then it's kind of perfect.
And it's kind of great that this is the most attention he's seen it now. This is the most he's ever he's like, I can handle this. So go back to the regular season, and it's only that amount of media paying attention. I don't have to deal with the turmoil. I don't have to deal with all the stuff in LA. I can do this.
The only thing I can think of that works against us is that he made the decision before he even showed up, and nothing would change his mind. Like he was like, I just want to play at home in LA. I want to play at home in Southern California. If that was what happened, then obviously we've been speculating all year for nothing.
Yeah.
But I actually like this bridge deal idea too. I mean, if he gave us 1 or 2 more years and then decided to leave, that would be pretty sweet. That would be pretty fantastic.
And people say, oh, but he bought the house in California. That house is in Santa Barbara. I believe it's in Santa Barbara.
It's like in it's near San Diego.
Yeah, so
Rancho Santa Fe.
It's 2 hours from LA.
That's
he
right.
He wouldn't be staying there each night.
No, he's not commuting. He's not commuting there. Stoff, is there someone else on the line?
Jay and Dan, you have a collect call from.
I think I'm just a penis guy.
Do you accept the charges?
Do we?
I'm starting the timer right now.
I think we've got it. Stoff has the timer all set up.
You have 7 minutes and 30 seconds for this call, beginning now.
Okay.
Hello, Ben Teller.
Oh, Jay, all right. I miss you so much.
How about my buddy Dan? You miss him too?
Dan, I've been thinking about you a lot. I really do miss you. I really do. I didn't want to come on the podcast and just annoy the out of you right away.
Thank you.
I wanted to take a few minutes. Well, how much longer do I have?
7 minutes, probably.
You have 7 minutes remaining for this call.
So I figured I would take the 6:57 and just try to connect with you, Dan. I feel like, I don't know, there was something that was said on a podcast a couple episodes ago, and I think Christoph has it for me, and I feel like this is going to be a good moment for us, Dan.
Ben's pulling clips?
There we go. A bit more lively atmosphere than the Marriott hotel lobby, though maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was the liveliest.
It was pretty packed.
Pretty lively. A lot of Long Island singles.
Guess how many women we talked to? Absolutely none.
We got to work on your approach. We got to work on that. Who could we talk to?
So
You?
look, Dan, I'm just like you, man. I think it's hard to talk to girls, and I feel like you and I should go out together,
Yes.
bro to bro, and
No.
just hang out in New York and talk to girls.
Yeah.
I failed to mention in the Marriott lobby in Long Island, there were no women.
But in New York, there are a ton.
Dan, why don't
You have 6
you were
minutes
in New
remaining
York?
for this call.
All right, look. All right, Dan. Okay, I need advice. You ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so there's this girl, right? I met her in. But guys, I'm not like falling in love. Like I'm going to ask for advice.
Okay.
There was a girl in Amsterdam. It ended really bad.
Oh, no.
We're not talking.
Oh, no.
Wait.
Well, let's
Please
go
tell
back
us
to
what
that.
happened.
First of all, how was Amsterdam for you?
I feel like, yeah, it was fun. I feel like, if you get in trouble for taking, the only reason you take something out of the cookie jar is like if you get in trouble, right? And it's like if you go to Amsterdam, you're like, well, I can't get in trouble for anything. It's like not as fun. Does that make sense?
Oh,
No, it doesn't at all.
No, I feel like you overthought Amsterdam, which I'm not surprised that you did that.
Okay, what happened with the woman in Amsterdam?
Yeah, what happened?
I just thought she was the one.
Oh.
She was really special.
Oh, boy.
She was from another country.
Okay, which country? Can you tell us that? Which country?
From somewhere in Europe. No, I can't give more than the country.
You have 5 minutes remaining for this call.
So look, I don't want to talk about this girl. This girl
Okay.
made me sad. I'm done. She doesn't.
Okay, all right.
Look, we were talking. I told her how I felt about her before we got, and then she was just like, "I just want to be your friend," and I was like, "Oh,
So she put you in the friend zone before the sex?
yeah." We didn't even. I mean, nothing even happened.
Oh, but you thought you were in love with her?
I'm working on that part of everything, guys.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Well, let's move on to this new girl.
Yeah, I'm not. I look back. I was not in love with her. I actually don't even think I liked her at all. I was like more just like in lust, right? I need to like work on love and lust. I'm working on that one.
Was she a lady of the night?
No. She was cool. We talked a lot. She was cool.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so what about this new girl?
Okay, so when I was in Bangkok, I was out with some friends. We were like at this club, right, called Sing Sing. It was really fun. And I'm with one of my coworkers, and he invites his girlfriend and some of their friends, and they all show up. And this girl's cute, and I start talking to her, and I find out she's from Agora Hills. Jay.
Oh, yeah, that's
like in the valley.
Yeah, very close to where you grew up.
Yes, in Los Angeles. And I'm like, okay, this is great. I was like talking to her. It's like, oh, she's a little young, but she's cool, whatever. I leave Bangkok. I come back to New York. I'm working, whatever. I find out she's in LA, Los Angeles for the summer. And I'm like, I want to see her. And she's like, yeah, I want to see you. But by the way, nothing happened in Bangkok because I was busy and she was, I don't know. It just wasn't like.
How busy could you have been?
I was working a lot. I mean, like 7 weeks, like all the time.
Okay, this story is so long and so boring.
Yeah.
Can you
You
get
have 3
somewhere with
minutes
it?
remaining for this call.
Plenty of time. 3 minutes. We're good.
Oh, yeah, lots of time.
So, yeah, this is great.
Yeah, this is
so
good.
then we go, and then I found out she's in LA. So she asked, she's like, should I come to New York? I was like, maybe I'll come to Los Angeles. I'm going to Italy on Saturday, and I'm trying to figure out when I'm going to see this girl. So I think I'm going to Portland for like a charity event, and they're flying me in a +1. What if I invite her, have her come, and we just hang out for a couple of days?
In the PDX? In Portland?
Yeah, yeah, for fun. Dan?
No,
Well, Dan, I'll let Dan take this one.
definitely not.
Why?
Because that's too much.
I feel like it's a bit much for. I don't know how much you hung out in Bangkok, but it sounds like you were busy. So it just seems like a lot to say, come meet me in another city.
And then you have to pay for, you can't get the same hotel room because that's offside. So you have to pay for a hotel room for her.
You
Okay,
have
guys,
2
wait.
minutes remaining for this call.
Okay, because this is all good. Good advice. I thought of this. One,
Because that's creepville. If you
full-
invite someone on a trip and you've never
Yeah.
done anything with them, and then you say, "Here's our room,"
Yeah,
They're
you're
immediately-
sleeping there.
No, guys, you're jumping the gun.
Oh.
There's some more details to the story.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, so look, everything is like paid for. I don't have to pay for anything. I don't have to pay for flights.
Oh.
I don't have to pay for hotels. The people are putting me up, and I get a +1. It's all free. So they're putting me up in a country club. They're gonna I'm the keynote speaker. It's for the charity, and then I kind of get like wined and dine, and I'm gonna fly her up for a couple days. But I don't have to pay for anything.
Okay,
but I just
but you
pointed out-
still have to pay for her room, right? Or will they pay for your +1's room? Because they're assuming the +1 is your like wife or girlfriend, right?
Well, unless it's like my mom.
Oh, that's true. So say it's your mom, and then this younger woman will show up, and they'll be like, I
Yeah.
thought this was your mom. And you're like, off. Don't tell me how my family is.
What if I tell the girl beforehand, like find out where we're at, and if she's in the same place that I am, because I actually kind of like her, but if I don't like her, I at least want to have some fun. And
You have 60 seconds remaining for this call.
This is a tough one. Dan, your thoughts. I feel
Dan,
like...
what if I can get laid, and what if I can get a girlfriend? One or the other.
No, she will totally think you're trying to creep on her and have sex with her by taking her on this trip when you've not established any of that. It's a horrible decision.
But I have
If
a
you just
crush on
want
her.
it to
What
blow
if I
up,
was like, I like you.
I'm more along the line of you throw it out there. You're like, listen, I got this trip to Portland. It's all expenses paid. We can meet up, hang out, no pressure.
and say,
I already-
I
I
will
already
get
did
you,
that.
and you say, I'll get you your own room.
What was
everything,
her
and
What was her response?
She's like, yes, I'm in.
Oh,
You have 30 remaining
wait,
for this
so
call.
Maybe start with that.
yeah. Why wouldn't you have
Phone
said
call's
that?
over. Oh my God. Okay. Bye, Ben.
Ben, this is another legendary call, my friend.
10 seconds, Ben. Wrap it up.
Right thing.
What's that?
I needed advice to know if I was doing the right thing.
Oh, okay.
And I think we're on the same page.
All right.
And
Well,
now,
it worked out.
we're gonna go together. And what if she's the one?
Well, I don't know if we know if she's the one. That's
I'm sorry, your time is up. Goodbye.
that's the end of Ben.
Okay.
That was first of all, that format was perfect for Ben. That was beautiful because I feel like it kept him moving along. Sure, the story was long and pointless, and he saved the lead till the very end.
I thought that would never end.
I didn't know if it would end either.
The worst storyteller in the history of storytelling. He could make a bank robbery boring.
Maybe that's a bit for the pod where he reads really interesting stories to us.
Or he
Really
describes
compelling short story.
like a masked shootout between like rival bank robbers, and he was caught in the middle of it. He describes that, and 5 minutes in, we'd be checked out.
But I did love that format. Stoff, that was great. I loved the countdown.
Yes, that was brilliant.
That was good. And it kept it, concise. So, wow.
So, yeah,
there you go.
If anyone has a similar problem, what you do is, like I said, you tell her, I've got this trip.
Yep.
I'll get your own hotel room. And then the person would say, oh, no, you don't have to do that. Or, okay, that's great. Then you know where you are.
Yeah, you know where you stand. There's no pressure, right? She goes up. If both of you are like, this isn't really... She can hop on a plane and get the hell out of there.
That's definitely what she'll be doing.
Yeah, I
as
think
soon as she
within a
lands.
day. Well, maybe not. Maybe this is the one. She lives in Agora Hills.
I've made a huge mistake.
I am worried about Ben that he went to Amsterdam. That's what I really wanted to delve into. Mm-hmm. Like, of all the people who should have just turned his brain off, gone to Amsterdam, and just gone bananas, that was Ben.
And then he
maybe find some sides of himself that he isn't fully sure are there, and then just enjoy it, just have fun. But he was so in his own head, he couldn't get over the lawlessness, the libertarian nature of Holland.
And then he got the cookie jar analogy all up because it's getting caught with your hand in the cookie jar. He's like, well, when you're allowed to put your hand in the cookie jar is what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That was a problem.
Sorry, that was my Justin Trudeau. That I don't know why I spoke like Justin Trudeau when I was.
I've
like
got
that.
my hand caught in the cookie jar.
Oh, the cookie jar paradox. I
live and breathe cookies. Well, yeah, Ben. I thought he was going to be like, all right, I tried this, I tried that in Amsterdam. I tried heroin. I tried a prostitute. That was interesting. I tried the. But it doesn't sound like any of those things.
I masturbate a lot.
That sounds like what he was doing there.
And so I can only speculate the one that did not end well is he fell in love. He messaged her 400 times a day, and she's like, get away from me.
Yeah, I think because Ben, for about, like, I think even if you're not the biggest Ben fan, I think Dan maybe has established himself as this. The first time you meet him, I think, regardless, you're like, oh, this guy's quite charming. But then maybe not.
It's like a little puppy. You're like, oh, this guy's cute. And then,
yeah, he's a sweet guy.
And then he starts biting hard, and you're like, I don't like this puppy anymore.
Yeah, and then the puppy starts DMing you.
Rough.
Yeah, he was in Amsterdam for 6 weeks. We got it. Next time I talk to him, I want to break down Amsterdam a little more.
Okay.
All right, so let's establish some parameters. When's the next time we can call Ben?
2 months.
How about 1 month? How about a month and a half?
No, we'll
meet in the middle.
I'll be on summer vacation.
Oh, that's right. What are we going to do when we haven't maybe told the listeners about that. You're going to be on vacation for a month. I'll be on vacation.
Yeah, I'm taking July off.
Are we going to do guest hosts, or are we going to do solo pods?
You're taking August.
That's right.
They wouldn't let us take the same month off together.
Well, the sponsors want to keep the shows going,
totally
which we
understandable.
totally appreciate. So that's why it's happening. It's a tough call. We'll have to ponder it. Maybe we could get some feedback from the listeners. That would be a great way to do it.
I'm a big feedback guy.
You guys tell us how you want us to handle those 2 months. So there's 2 months. Again, Dan is off the month of July. I'm off the month of August. How should we handle that? Solo pods? Special guest stars? Ben does all the pods by himself?
The best of Ben?
The best of Ben?
We come back 1 subscriber, Ben.
He's like 5 stars. I love this pod.
Great storytelling.
I will have some tales for my summer vacay because me and my daughters, we booked an RV. No big.
Going RVing.
Yeah, we
And
are.
may never return from that. Do a lot of lilac picking.
Oh, there, big boy.
What are you talking about? You're about to put in a hot tub. Why are you even leaving the house? Just stay in that hot tub for the whole month of July.
Who knows? We might just park the RV in the driveway.
Why not? That'd be great.
I don't care. I
That'd be
said,
fun.
girls, if we go 5 feet, I don't care. You'll love the experience. They're like, let's do it.
Yeah, they're in. It's adventure with Dan. Maybe Dan should do the podcast on the road.
I can do that. I love the fact that I get to drive around with a fridge. That's why I love RVs.
Somebody should get you a little mini fridge for your sedan. You just have it next to you in the passenger seat. Put little googly eyes on it and talk to it.
Put some cold cuts.
Hey, Fridgie, what do you got in there? Capicola? Yum.
Actually, you know how I am after our show. I'm always starving, so that would be perfect. I could just make a sandwich while driving.
While you're driving.
Where is the banana hot dog?
You really do eat full meals after we're done work at 1 in the morning. You eat an entire meal.
Men feed my mouth.
But sometimes those meals don't sit so well for you.
Yeah, I've learned my lesson. All right, well, that was fun.
That was a blast. That was a blast. Don't forget to get your tickets to our live podcasts. Go check them out. Eventbrite.ca.
One of the stops is almost completely sold out. We might add another show.
That's
and
true.
We might add another city as well.
That's true. That's a little teaser. We may add another Western Canadian city.
And everyone in the East, the Eastern Tour will be in
It's coming.
2020.
We're coming.
2020.
We're coming east. Don't fret. We'll be there. Absolutely. We wouldn't miss you. But out west, just want to say, a couple of beautiful cities. Way, way west. Way west. Go any further west, you'll be in the ocean. Want people in those two cities to get down there and buy those tickets.
I'm starting to see if I have any relatives there. I'm like,
Come on now. We want to see you. We want to see you out. We don't want to walk out on stage with a smattering of Dan's friends and family. We don't want to
That's what it sound like.
ooh. So Taggart was right. This is a tough sell here.
Hey, we still got lots of time.
Absolutely.
Not till
Absolutely.
September.
Big time. Big time. You know what I was going to say? If you have someone in your life that you know likes the pod, and it's always tough to buy, like say it's your brother or your sister or something, and those people are always so hard to buy for. Like, I never know what to buy my sister. You've got 2 brothers, I'm sure. Like, what the hell am I buying them for Christmas? Buy them.
Nothing?
Right, nothing. In their case, nothing.
They're adults. They don't get presents.
Buy them tickets to our live show. Buy them if you know they're fans of the pod or the TV show. Buy them a pair of tickets as a early Christmas gift.
Even if you don't know if they're fans, just buy them tickets.
Buy them
a whole row.
They'll be fans when it's all done. We guarantee it.
Can't wait. Okay, we got to go do the TV show now.
Oh, yeah, we do. Okay, bye.